Now that we have everyone out of the box, I'm going to review them in the order I unboxed them. So we're starting off with Laura Spinwell here. Pretty solid pity. This is the next-gen pity model, only used twice, somehow, despite there being several next-gen pities, some of which notable characters you might be thinking of. Cars on the Road, Lance the Rider, pretty significant next-gen pity, but no, we don't have it. We do have this other pity, Nicole Revwell, so that's nice. Got the little tool gun here, my only pity with the tool gun, as a matter of fact. I would love to get more, but I believe the tool gun variants are pretty rare. Got a big square back here. From what I've heard, these guys are very similar to the wide pity model from the first Cars movie. I sort of see it. They're very curvy, but the back is completely different. Yeah, just completely. Imagine if forklift actually looked like this. This is just crazy. I'm gonna compare her to My Name Is Not Chuck, an iconic pity. Look at that, they're made for each other. So happy. Come on, give us a smile. Laura Spinwell, everyone. Pretty solid. Here's a look at the base, made in Thailand. I hope to get Ray Reverham, but he's really expensive, so I don't know. Cars 3 Lightning McQueen is up next. A diecast that isn't out as frequently as you may think. And I assume it's because his name is Cars 3 McQueen, so, like, kind of a pointless one. Also, his design is way less cool than some of the other Cars 3 McQueens we actually do get. But he's nice. Got some interesting decals. Yeah, he is our only veteran racer here, so Piston Cup, Octane Gain, RPM, Revolting, and Clutch Aid. This is a really cool gradient flame pattern, which I think looks a little better than the China one, which is what I've had. I don't think I'm going to replace my China. I don't know if I want to replace my China one, or if, like, I don't know. What am I going to do with this guy? A lot of these cars are duplicates of ones I own, so I'm not sure what to do with them. But I knew I wanted to, you know, at least experience the Thailand variants for a brief point in time, because they're very interesting. Percy McQueen in particular, he's really cool. Yeah, so there's that. Not a lot more to say about Cars 3 McQueen. I think he's pretty cool. Would love if he got re-released just as a single. He is out in another pack with regular Cruz Ramirez, Sterling, and some trainees. Cam Spinner now. Careful, careful. This guy's iconic for being in Cars 3 Driven to Win, a pretty fun game. He's also iconic for being in Case U this year, which is actually the case I saw before, you know, buying this pack. He's also infamous for his black eyes. He should have eyes that are the same color as the rest of his body. I don't know why they did this. It doesn't look very good, but I mean, not what more can you do, you know? He has a pretty solid design, sponsored by Triple Dent. It'll make you smile. Triple Dent gum. I'm only going to read this guy's sponsors and no one else, because I really don't feel like rereading all these sponsors. It's just not fun, but, you know, it's tradition to read the secondary sponsors. Piston Cup. Hold on, wait. I want to try something. I want to try something I've been waiting to do. Alright, come on, focus. Fine, I'll do it out of focus. Piston Cup, Combustor, Carbon, Cyber, Synergy. There's not a lot. There's not enough to do it. Maybe another time. All right. Number 4, Natalie Certain. This character is pretty forgotten about in the modern Cars era. Like, she was a pretty highly promoted character when Cars 3 was coming out, but then people just kind of forgot about Natalie, which is a bit of a shame. I quite like her. I think she's really cool. She has a nice expression. Very nice pointy mirrors. Weirdly enough, she has silver wall tires. Not white wall, silver wall. Look at that. I don't know why it's like that. I don't think I like that, but I can't really complain. The rest of Natalie is perfect. A very nice upgrade from the OG China variant. much more metallic. I also like the border around her eyes. That's always a good thing to add to Cars characters. It always just helps stick out a little more. Let's read your license plate. K0131W. Let's see what the China version says. It'd be funny if mine was like an error. It said like... She's from Automan Empire. Oh no, Ottoman Empire. So like Turkish, I think. I don't know the Ottoman Empire. I don't really know much about them. Just remember hearing, I think they were like in Turkey or something. Yeah, that's Natalie Certain. I'm certainly certain that this diecast is pretty good. That was a bad pun. I'm sorry for that. I don't feel like putting her back there. Jonas Carver's. This one I'm not very excited about because you guys might remember this. I actually have metallic Jonas Carver's, even though I didn't have the regular one. You're probably thinking, why? I think this looks better than this. Like, I know the metallic red isn't the most accurate. It's way too light, but it looks better than this. This is just kind of sad looking. It looks like barbecue sauce, which is delicious, but it doesn't really give the vibes of like high-tech next-gen racer. This does. This does. This sticks out to me. I think the eyes are slightly differently printed. I know the like headlights look different too. I think it might just be the effect of one being brighter than the other. Putting him aside. I thought that his rims should be more silver too, but they're not. There it is. We didn't start the fire. 1, 2, 3, no stall. Look at the base. Alright, Sterling, my man, the GOAT. One of the other cars that is in more than one pack as of recently. This guy's not the best condition, but I actually do like some of the changes the Thailand one made to Sterling's original design here. It made his eyes much bluer. He's voiced by Nathan Fillion. I mean, he was always voiced by Nathan Fillion, but this one, oof. He even barely did any eyeshadow on him. The only thing I don't like is how the eye plate looks. I think the eye plate just looks too fakey. Doesn't look quite right. But it is a really cool upgrade. Of course, Sterling's model has been used another time. Yeah. It's kind of sad looking at them side by side. A lot of people say their expressions are the same, but actually, if you look closely, they're actually a little different. Not a lot. They still look like the exact same character, but, you know, looks pretty different. I'd say the, like, K-Pillar Derev's eyes are a bit closer together. There's more white. I think they are separate tooling slightly if you look very closely. This one's a lot higher off the ground than this one. You see that? That's the main reason I'm excited to have a Thailand Sterling is because, you know, because we're so used to what K-Pillar Derev looks like, because K-Pillar Derev has gotten more releases than Sterling, despite one being a major character in Cars 3 and the other being a somewhat notable side character and on the road, but not really. Like, what's going on here? And it's crazy to me that they're, like, so similar. Look at it. Anyways, unlike my China Sterling, his Sterling on the sides is a bit better placed, so I guess that's a good reason to keep this one as my main Sterling. If I get the cruise pack that he's in, I might also do something with the Sterling, but for the most part, Sterling from Illinois, I think it is. Yes, Illinois. They did a pretty solid job adapting Sterling to Thailand. It's really cool. Nobody talks about these character Thailand variants. I feel like a lot of the ones we talk about are like Piston Cup racers and stuff. Starting now with Jackson Storm. This is another one I'm excited to have. I actually do have a Thailand Jackson Storm, a Thailand variant of Jackson Storm, the GRC one, but I didn't pull him out for this, so we're just going straight China with this one. I was really excited to see what he looks like compared to his China counterpart as well. His eyes seem to be more raised up. And a bit smaller. Very subtle changes. Wait, hold on. Why is the igniter so far along the side of his hood? Is this normal? Why does it look like that? That looks wrong. I don't know why. That just looks a little wrong to me. That it's that far apart. Spacing on that is weird. His eye plate seems to make his windshield smaller, too. Let's check the blue on the sides. My main complaint with the China Jackson Storm is that the blue isn't really as, like, prominent on him as on the new one. The window's a bit brighter. The blue on the roof is a lot brighter, so overall, a solid upgrade, I'd say. He's supposed to have blue around the wheels, but obviously, they don't like doing lining around the main character variants for some reason. They like doing it on side variants. Because of course they do. Decals. You know, this Jackson also looks darker, so it does look a little more like Jackson to me. Over here's the back. Hider is brighter on here than on the original. Of course, Jackson Storm is always out in the diecast line. He's a pretty common release nowadays. So I'd say, yeah, pretty solid update. Here's a look at the base, I guess. I skip over the bases a lot because there's not much to say about them. I know it provides information, but, like, really, like, all these cars were produced at the same time, so there's not much new to say. This girl, though, Rusty's Cruise, is going to be very exciting to talk about. Because she's probably the most significant diecast that I didn't have from this pack. She has a pretty nice expression, different from the Dynaco one. It actually hasn't been out in a while. I don't know why. A bit of a brighter yellow. This one's more orange. Of course, we got Lightyear tires. Hold on. Does mine still have... Okay, I was a little worried mine might have, Let me see, what was I going to say? I lost a bit of track. She has this really cool graffiti pattern. In the movie, Hydraulic Florida Ramon, who was a separate character from Ramon, I'm kidding. But Rusty's Cruise's design was kind of just made up on the spot, which I think is pretty cool. Oh, I was going to compare her wheels to Lightning's. I think they did a good job making them one-to-one. I believe they are the exact same. Slightly different, maybe? Pretty solid. So cool seeing that detail. Just this cool design. It goes all the way around the back. And it's, you know, asymmetrical because, of course, it was made on the spot. I love that they slipped the lightning bolt in there somewhere. And I think that's really cool. Wait, hold on. Something isn't right. Where's her license plate? That's something I've never understood about Cruz Ramirez is, like, she's supposed to have her license plate and not supposed to grow root flaps. This is just a retooling of Dynaco Cruz's design, clearly. Which makes sense from a toy perspective, but in the movie, she isn't modified to become a racer yet. Oh, wait, unless, did she get these upgrades when she was Thomasville Cruz? I don't remember. They didn't make Thomasville Cruz, so I can't really say, but yeah, very interesting choice there to have her very different. She's also out as a single. Might pick it up, turn it into Thomasville Cruz. I would love to have that variant. U02A. Alright, that's enough of her. On to Eric Breaker. That's it for Eric Breaker. I already reviewed this guy recently, so I don't really have a reason to talk about him, other than this is still the inaccurate one. They released this guy twice in recent memory, and neither are the accurate versions of the character that they made in 2024. I don't know why they didn't do that. I'm not keeping either of these. I don't care about Eric Breaker at all. He can go away. Finally, we have the two last new next gens from this pack. Starting off with probably the more interesting one, George Nguyen. Pretty iconic character. Not really, but I've heard very mixed opinions on him. Especially from a friend of mine. His name is Claude Scruggs Ranks. He's pretty cool. Yeah, Leagueless is pretty interesting. This guy right here. Didn't have a name for a while. Number 52. So one under Cruz, or one after Cruz. Wow. Leagueless got this huge stain. I like the concept of making the stains more stainy instead of how they were on the other two, but I think we peaked with Brian Spark, honestly. And this one is kind of off. He has the same expression as Barry DePedal, who I also got recently. Expect a review of that soon. No contingency sponsors. We didn't start the George Nguyen. Got the 52 splatter. I think if the splatters were like all over, and maybe they had like a white splatter, maybe if they made this one white, it would look cooler or something. I don't know. And we got this part where the black sort of envelops him. Eddie, I'm George Nguyen, Eddie. Like that. It kind of looks like that. Elite glass on the back. I do like this part though. I like a spoiler. This part here. Hold on. Okay, this is half black and yellow. Pretty neat, pretty neat. Gray rims. Rookie stripes in orange because he's already yellow. And there is the base. Wait, where's his date stamp? Oh, there it is. Very faded. All right, on to the last one. The last member of this pack. JD McPillar. I like this guy. I think he's really, really cool. One of the last toe cap racers I need. Or I guess toe cap doesn't have any other team members, so I just need Rusty Cornfield to complete the set. Wow. I hope I get Rusty. He's pretty iconic. Oh, sorry, I'm shaking. He has pretty interesting eyes. He looks so bored. He just looks uninterested in everything that's going on right now. There's his secondary sponsors. He has this nice Spectra Flame paint job, the sort of sparkly paint. Number 4. 4. My chronic achievement. He really does look like Wario, doesn't he? Got these really cool yellow trim on the rims. I've heard a lot of people like the Thailand variant of this guy. It's pretty easy to understand why. He looks slick. Weirdly, a different model from the other, I think. Or no. I have another next gen with this model with an eye plate for some reason. I'm sorry if I've been kind of rushing these reviews. I don't have much to say on these next gens. I just kind of like their designs, and that's about it. Here's the base. Focus. There we go. Oh, this guy was T? So this guy was produced way later than the other guys. But, yeah, that's all I have to say about the next gen. No, not next gen. It's called the Piston Cup Race 11 pack. Overall, pretty solid pack. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the review, and I shall see you all around. Bye-bye. Blow some smoke, Cruz.